I hear that Maplewood has the best butcher shop in all of St. Louis. Let's see if this place makes the cut.
Hey, Mom.
Chris, what's up, man? How you doing?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
I guess I'm going to be learning a little bit some about butchery, huh?
Let's hope so. Yeah. Let's teach you something.
And
you should be wearing an apron. Got you all set up.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
This is it?
Unless you want to have the dogs follow you home with all the pig fat on you.
You know what? I don't need that.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be ready to basically learn everything that you know. You think I can do it?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Okay.
All right.
Cool. Well, Chris, here we are. I mean, just tell me, how'd you even get started in this business?
I kind of always knew in the back of my mind I wanted to have my own thing one day. I started working for Kevin Nashin. His flagship restaurant is Sydney Street Cafe. At Sydney Street, we started getting in whole animals, you know, whether it was like hogs and lambs and goats and varieties of fish. And I really developed a love of that side of cooking. Utilizing the whole animal, turning it into added value items like sausage and curing it for charcuterie and things like that. And it was just fascinating to me. You know, in 2014, we opened Bolyards, and you know, we've been here ever since, fortunately. You know, the biggest reason why we got into this is to have a reliable source for ethically raised meat, something that was done very local. We've been to these farms. We know anything you want to know about the animal's life, its diet, how it spent its last day. These animals live their best life on open pastures. So there's that aspect of it, and we're buying them whole. So we have the luxury of having the whole animal, which means we can get any array of cuts. So you're gonna find cuts here that you're not gonna find anywhere else.
And the freshness is there.
Yeah, it's always, yeah, exactly. Everything's dry aged. It's always gonna be fresh. There's never anything frozen. And then, you know, a big part of buying this whole animal, you know, there's a responsibility to not waste anything, right? So that comes in all of the house-made items that we do. And then now with us kind of evolving and growing, we have a restaurant inside of our butcher shop, which is kind of a dream come true for me, because what better way to utilize the whole animal is with a restaurant, right? Like, you got a lot more control over the menu. You can, you know, there's very little waste. You know, and then I get to kind of go back to my roots, you know, from my cooking background.
Every time I'm eating something, quite frankly, I'm not quite exactly sure where it comes from. So tell me about the relationship between, you know, us as consumers and the food. It's got to be maybe more of appreciation, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, people have become very disconnected from where their food comes from. You know, with the grocery store setting, and, you know, with the way things are packaged. That's all they know, that's all they see, that's the end of the story. But I see this light bulb moment, I see this look in people's faces when they kind of see the process, you know, like we're doing right now. You know, part of our philosophy is like kind of instilling a sense of community, like getting to know the people who live in the neighborhood, and, like, you know, neighborhoods outside of the neighborhood, because there's a certain level of trust that you have to have coming to a place like this. So there's always a conversation, there's always a back and forth dialect with the customer. The fact that an animal had to give its life to feed you and your family, your neighbors, that's a reality, right? To me, it makes me not want to waste a single bit of it, because I understand the process from beginning to end, and it goes all the way back to the farmer. He's putting his time and energy and passion into raising this animal, and so I don't want to waste any of that by, you know, doing a disservice to the animal and not utilizing every single part of it. This is what's called a leaf lard. You can take out the tenderloin here, or you can leave it in and you can cut little pork porterhouses out of it. this section right here, which is the sirloin. And then you got your short loin and your rib loin. So all of your pork chops are basically sitting in this little section right here. So one more little educational note. So you've heard of St. Louis style spare ribs,
Yeah.
right? So the only difference between spare ribs and St. Louis style spare ribs are the rib tips right here. So there's a little, basically where the sternum connects, right, and on the rib cage of the animal. When it's split in half, you're left with these rib tips, and all we're doing is removing those. There's some cartilage in there. You get your knife through it. So now we've got St. Louis style spare ribs.
You mentioned about looking in someone's eyes and saying, I know what you're looking for. What does that mean to have that connection with people?
It's just fun to connect on that level with someone. And part of that is like educating them or turning them on to something new. You should be able to come to Bolyard's, buy a cut of meat, take it home and not have to do anything else to it. You know, you shouldn't have to further trim it up or do anything. If you tell us exactly what you want, and that's what you're going to get.
Chris, I think, I'm not sure if I'm going to be a world-class butcher, but I'm a much better man for what's coming in here and getting this lesson today, man. Can't thank you enough.
Yeah, come back anytime.
We will.
We'll put you to work.